When I married Claire, I believed I had found someone who shared my values, loyalty, trust, and the dream of building a life side by side. For years, I gave everything I had to our marriage. I worked late nights to provide for us, planned little surprises to keep her smiling, and stood firmly by her through every storm. But no matter how much I gave, it was never enough for her. At first, the shift was almost invisible. She used to light up the second I walked through the door, but now her eyes barely left her phone. Our conversations turned short, cold, transactional, more like chores than moments of connection. And whenever I asked if something was wrong, she dismissed me with sharp little phrases. Don't be dramatic. I just need space. Or stop being insecure. I just want to enjoy myself. I wanted to believe her. I wanted to trust her words more than the unease gnawing at me. But actions don't lie. Her nights out grew longer. Her outfits became bolder, designed to draw eyes in ways she hadn't cared to for me in years. She'd leave without even a kiss goodbye, tossing a careless "don't wait up" as she walked out the door. The first time she stumbled home past midnight, I convinced myself it was harmless. The second time, I tried to ignore the knot in my stomach. By the fifth, I knew I was losing her, to something or someone I couldn't see. And then came the night that shattered everything. At the stroke of midnight, her heels clattered against the floor as she returned. Her perfume was overwhelming, laced with the unmistakable sting of alcohol. She tossed her purse onto the counter, exhaling with satisfaction. Then she met my eyes, a smug smile tugging at her lips. I got the attention I wanted, she said, daring me to react. Her words were a blade to the chest. After years of sacrifice, after giving her every ounce of myself, she reduced it all to that, attention. She wasn't even trying to hide her cruelty anymore. This wasn't just about late nights. This was her mocking the vows we once built our life on. And in that moment I knew. This wasn't my wife. Not the woman I had promised my future to. For the first time, I stopped thinking about fixing us, and started thinking about freeing myself. She didn't realize how much she revealed in that single smug line. It was gasoline thrown on a fire she assumed would never burn. But I didn't explode. I didn't scream. I stayed calm. I watched her kick off her heels and drop them carelessly by the couch, as though her words hadn't just gutted me. You're awfully quiet, she teased, pouring herself a glass of water. What? No lecture tonight? I shook my head. No, Claire. No lecture. She smirked, mistaking my silence for weakness. For years she had confused my patience, my loyalty, my willingness to endure, as proof that I'd never leave, that I was too blind to see who she had become. What she didn't know was that I had already been preparing for this moment. While she was out chasing validation, I was quietly documenting everything. Every lie, every excuse, every smirk when she thought she had fooled me. I had spoken to a lawyer, moved my essentials into storage, and shut down our joint accounts. Claire thought she was in control. The truth was, the ground beneath her had already shifted. That night she leaned casually against the counter, swirling her water like she was holding court. You know, John, maybe if you were more exciting, I wouldn't have to look elsewhere for validation. Her arrogance almost made me laugh. Almost. Instead, I let her words linger, then stood and brushed past her. She frowned, confused. Where are you going? I glanced over my shoulder. Just making sure everything's ready for you. She didn't understand. Not yet. But she would, because by the front door, stacked neatly and waiting, were her bags. I had packed them earlier that day. Every dress, every pair of shoes, every reminder of the woman I once loved. For the first time in years, I felt no fear, no hesitation, only clarity. Claire believed she could mock me, disrespect me, and still come home to the safety I provided. What she never expected was that I was no longer the man who stayed silent while she dismantled our marriage. Tonight, she would face an ending she never saw coming. When her eyes finally landed on the suitcases, her smirk faltered. She blinked once, then twice, as though her brain couldn't process what she was seeing. What is this?" she stammered, her voice stripped of superiority. I walked calmly to the door, resting my hand on one of the bags. "These are yours. Packed and ready." Her laugh came out shaky, forced. "John, this isn't funny. Why are my things out here? I turned fully toward her. For years, I had put her at the center of my world. But now all I saw was selfishness, carelessness, cruelty. My voice was colder than I ever thought possible. You said being alone was better than being with me. You said you wanted attention. Well, Claire, now you'll have both. Just not here. Not with me. Her face drained of color. You can't be serious. You're overreacting. Overreacting. I echoed. I shook my head. No. I'm finished. You mocked me, belittled me, treated me like a safety net while you hunted for attention elsewhere. You thought I'd never act. But you were wrong. She stepped closer, desperation breaking through her arrogance. Wait, John. I didn't mean it like that. You're twisting my words. I was just frustrated. You can't throw everything away over one sentence. A humorless smile curved my lips. Claire, this isn't about one sentence. This is about years of indifference. Years of being treated like I was never enough. Tonight was simply the final straw. For the first time, she looked small, uncertain. Where will I go? She whispered. That's not my problem anymore. I replied, my tone steady as ice. Your bags are packed. The door is open. Go chase all the attention you want. But not here. Not ever again. The silence that followed was heavy, suffocating. She opened her mouth to plead, but no words came. Her eyes darted between me and the bags, realization dawning that there would be no negotiation, no second chance. I opened the door, letting the cool night air sweep in. Goodbye, Claire. She hesitated only a moment before lifting her bags with trembling hands. And just like that, she walked out into the night, still chasing attention, but losing the one man who had given her everything. When the door shut behind her, I felt nothing but peace.